rolling. Hey everybody, we're back for another long form video to talk about workouts that fit your life. Sorry, I'm going to talk a little quieter. I'm trying to get used to the volume I need to talk at to come through the mic but not blow your eardrums out and hopefully make it sound more clear. So in my newsletter this past weekend, which I send out on Saturdays, if you want to sign up for that, you can check out the link on my website. But in that newsletter this past weekend, I talked about fitness that just fits your life, meaning we are trying to, in some cases, adapt our life to a workout program that we read online. Maybe it's a trainer that we like. We see, some reels, maybe it's an article, maybe a book, whatever it is. And we're trying to adapt our life by forcing that workout onto ourselves. And sometimes that works, but a lot of times it doesn't. We see success stories and we think, well, I can do that, or I want to do that. And we don't really see or hear about the failures a lot of time. So for every one great success story, there's probably 100 more that tried to do that same thing and failed. Now, I don't want to say just because somebody fails at something, that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to do it. That's not the right mentality. Hard things are hard, and that doesn't mean that they're not worth doing or attempting. But what I'm saying is we have, I think, a skewed perception on what we should be doing because of social media, because of our favorite influencer that says we should be optimizing everything. We should be hustling. We should be working harder. We should be, pushing ourselves, getting up at 5 a.m., sign up for that marathon, count all your macros, weigh your food, track your calories. All of these things can be good, but I'm really trying to talk to the people that are just getting started, that know they want to work out. They've decided, yes, I want to do that. I want to make my life better. I want to pursue these fitness goals, but you're having trouble actually getting started. The people that are already in the gym, working out consistently, they're doing the thing. I could help those people too, but I feel the most driven to help the people that are trying to get going, because I feel like they have the most to gain. Helping somebody that's already in motion, that's doing the thing, improve a few percentage points like athletes, to me doesn't seem as exciting. I want to help people that are, at the beginning of that journey. They've made the decision, because I can't help you do that. You have to decide in your own head that you want to do something and figure out why. And once you have that drive, but you are still figuring out, how do I make this actually happen? That's where I want to come in. So figuring out, how do I make this new lifestyle, this new program happen? That's what I want to talk about today. So what do we do when we start a program or we start this journey? We need to start with something realistic, something that we can stick to on a consistent basis that doesn't take over our whole life. So I think we should start with basic movements, and not even necessarily working out, just going for walks, maybe a little bit of stretching, getting used to getting up in the morning at a certain time, not to necessarily work out, but just get into a rhythm where down the road that will be easier, because you're used to that little bit of discomfort of getting up when your alarm clock actually goes off, not hitting snooze. You don't have to get up yet because work is later, whatever your plans are several hours away. Normally you might be sleeping in until that time when you actually have to get up, or you're going to miss it. You're going to be late. But getting up earlier and just doing that part, just setting the alarm for whatever it is to give you that window where later you can put something in there. You can put a workout in. even if it's only, a 20-minute workout at home with body weight. Maybe you got some dumbbells, some bands. And that's another thing, starting small with the workouts, not going into the gym for an hour. Yes, you can. That's great. But if it seems so insurmountable that you haven't been able to start and you've been putting it off for years, maybe the problem is it's too big of an undertaking. And if you think I can only get results by doing this massive thing, well, maybe if your dream physique is being somebody like, C-Bum or, Arnold Schwarzenegger in his heyday, whoever it is, or Rich Froning from the CrossFit Games, I don't know. But if you have this crazy idea, like I want to get there, but you're trying to get here and you're starting here, you have to start with a smaller workout. You can't go do that guy's program right off the rip. So starting with something that's very bite-sized and building. It's all about the consistency that will let you over time build up little by little and eventually get there. The problem I think most of us are having is that the answer is it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of time, and we have to accept that. We have to accept that we're going to be at this for years until we reach that goal that we've set for ourselves, and that's okay. You have to accept that that's the only way you're really going to do it, even if you're somebody in your 20s. Peak hormones, lots of time, low stress, limited to no responsibility. And let's say you've also got the advantage of being on drugs. And let's say you've got the advantage of great genetics and you can just train all the time. Even if you have all of those amazing circumstances and benefits, achieving a crazy physique or an insane level of fitness is going to take a long time. It's going to take a couple of years. So you have to think about building what you want in terms of years and maybe even decades. I know that doesn't sound sexy or it might feel kind of defeating maybe, but think about where you're at now. If you're, again, the people I'm talking to, you're probably in your 30s, 40s, maybe 50s. If you haven't done much in the past couple decades, because the last time you really did anything physical was with sports or working out was high school, maybe college, you have had maybe 10 to 20 years, maybe more, of limited activity. You can't out-train that in a few months. Your body has gotten out of shape slowly over a long period of time. It's going to take some time to get back into shape. So, and all of that is not meant to be discouraging or to make you not want to try. It's just to be realistic and set your mindset up for the fact that we are going to have to work at this for a long time. It's going to be a marathon, not a sprint. But my viewpoint is I try to set people up for the long haul so that they can live their entire life with a healthy body to do things they want to do, enjoy exploring and taking up active hobbies, feeling good in their body day to day, being able to maintain independence until their senior years. And if you're going to be able to do all of that, you have to be working at it day in, day out, and do it in a way that's sustainable and doesn't burn you out or make you feel like life is just this arduous, terrible thing that it's so much suffering. You will be a little uncomfortable, at least in the beginning, and there will be periods in your day where you're uncomfortable. But overall, your life will be better, I believe, if you take care of yourself. Going for the short-term instant gratification of, always resting on the couch and eating junk food. Like, you can do some of that. I'm not shaming that. But if you always choose the easy road, then life just gets harder and harder and harder. because you lose your tolerance to discomfort. So anything you want to do physically or even just mentally becomes more and more uh, of a hardship. So forcing yourself to do a little bit of an uncomfortable thing each day in your programming, tackling new challenges with your career, socially. There's many avenues outside of just pure fitness that I think are worth exploring when it comes to self development. But doing those things make the rest of your life feel easier. It's a quick aside. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of cold plunges, but I can see the mental benefit of that, of when you force yourself to do something uncomfortable and hard, jumping into that cold water, and you bear it and you get through it. And then when you get out, the euphoria from that, and everything else feeling a little bit easier. It's the same thing with going through your workout or that discipline that you forge through your diet. All of that leads ultimately to a little bit more ease in your life. I've been blabbing for a long time, I feel, so I'm going to end the video there. I hope that this is helpful. If you guys found this useful at all, or if you have any feedback for me, I'm definitely open to it. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.